eyes.
What? Yeah, fish eyes. Get those fish. Get them. Look at me. Look at me, right? No, come on.
No.
Ronnie.
Oh, sorry, I thought I was in a play.
No, right. Oh, that's terrific.
Terrific.
One more, we're just about done.
Okay, it's like the dentist.
No. On top of old Smoky, all covered with snow, I lost my true lover, for courting to sow. For court is a pleasure, and parting is grief, and the false-hearted lover is worse than a thief.
I travel around the country, almost every state of the Union. Somebody will come backstage and say, will you autograph this old record of mine? There's an old Weavers record, 20, 30 years old. And I find out something that the family has treasured. They've played it for their kids, for their grandchildren.
You'll all be forsaken and never go on.
If I were to choose the main contribution of the Weavers, it's they were able to enter into the mainstream of American popular music authentic folk songs. This has never been done on the scale that the Weavers themselves practiced and reached. They sold millions of records, in jukeboxes for one thing, on radio for another, until they were blacklisted. In short, anything that deals with the daily lives of people makes a folk song, and the Weavers sang it to millions.
This is the reunion shot here. It's kind of neat. In '63.
How did that affect you, Dan? That concert?
Well, that's when I decided I'd like to be a musician after that.
Really?
Yeah, because I felt that that I really could make that kind of music. So.
Peter, Paul, and Mary were very much the Weavers' children.
The things that I remember most were the humor on stage, Lee's stories, especially, or punctuating lines, timing, those kinds of things, I think are things that have become a part of me.
To me, they are a unifying factor between the rebellious America of the 30s and the rebellious America of the 60s and 70s.
I'm Lee Hayes, more or less. It was my good fortune, still is, to be a member of the Weavers.
Wake up, darling Corrie. What makes you scream so sound? The revenue officers are coming, gonna tear your still house down.
I don't think we looked at the headlines much while we were making them. They just came with the territory. But some of the headlines couldn't be missed. They kicked us right in the teeth. People who were blacklisted get all sorts of honorable mention today. If it wasn't for the honor, I'd just as soon not have been blacklisted. I enjoyed the Weavers, and I still do. And I'm still trying to get them to do things the right way, my way.
Lee, I've worked with for over 40 years. We were both interested in labor songs. Started singing in a group called the Almanac Singers, which was later joined by Woody Guthrie and a lot of others. And it was primarily Lee who said, let's see if we can't get a group together which will rehearse a little more carefully than the Almanacs did. So it was that around 48, 49, the Weavers got together. The last 5 years or more, he's been battling diabetes. When they cut off his little toe, he wrote a poem, an ode to my little toe. So long, it's been nice to know you. They amputated his foot. He said, us diabetics get shorter and shorter. Now he's in a wheelchair with both legs off, but though his body is truncated, his mind is more nimble than ever.
I spent a good many years of my youth trying to liberate the sharecroppers. Now I got some of my own. Here's the proof of it. Only one of them just gave me a hot pepper, damn it.
What should I do with them?
You take a bite out of every one.
With all this, he's on wonderful terms with his neighbors, especially the kids who listen to his stories and help out.
I used to quote Whitman, who wrote a poem on compost. From this noxious stink, such sweetness arises. But Jim here can answer Whitman in one word: she-yut. I'm making plans to be stuck into the pile myself someday. A couple of years ago, Pete was making a record with Freddie producing it. Ronnie came in to sing with them on a song, and it sounded marvelous. They all said they missed the bass. If they had asked me, I could have mailed the bass part in for that song.
On the earth to live and see the day when what the fellas say shall look to me and say.
The Weavers hadn't been together. I think the last time we sang together was about 10 or 12 years ago at a birthday party somewhere. But listening to the record made me begin to feel it might be some fun for the four of us to get together sometime. I don't get around an awful lot these days. Can't travel much, so the only way we could get together would be right here. So I started writing memos to Pete and Ronnie and Fred. It's time to get together. Getting the Weavers together was about as easy as organizing a convention of cats. Pete Seeger has more damn projects than any one genius is entitled to.
Okay, it's gonna drop.
All right, let it drop. He's building boats, helping to clean up the Hudson River.
Cleaning up a river is a cause worth fighting for. And there's now literally thousands of people up and down this river that are involved with the Clearwater and other similar organizations. Many of them are just fighting for their hometown. All comes under the heading of people working together, not for profit.
Plus giving concerts all around the world.
Guantanamera, hey, hey, Guajira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera. Cultivo la rosa blanca en junio como enero.
Ronnie Gilbert divides her time between Vancouver and New York, where she's busy in the theater.
Like a swan in the evening moves over the lake. Yes. They tamper with folk music.
Ron, can we try to find the joining moment? Okay.
As the swan in the evening moves over the lake. As the swan in the evening moves over the lake.
Fred Hellerman is writing, producing, recording, and raising kids.
This is my son, my newborn son. He's bound for a brand new day. Perhaps I can walk along with him a little part of the way. Tomorrow lies in the cradle. Tomorrow has eyes that shine. Tomorrow lies in the cradle with a smile a little like mine.
Finally, we found a day when everybody was free to come to a picnic. We just lost our sunshine. Howdy.
Yeah.
Which one?
How are you?
How are you, Frank?
Okay. Hi.
Sweetie?
I can get to you first.
Hi there, little daddy.
And that day was so full of euphoria that I had to take a laxative that night. Some gossips for you today.
I don't know, but last year...
I'm doing good.
I think we were just wallowing in love and nostalgia all day long, plus all the neighbors and all the kids and dogs that turned up.
But for a lady who needs a facelift...
So I think that all in all, it was a kind of a good old Baptist love feast. Whenever the Weavers get together to rehearse, the first thing we do is eat, and the second thing, and the third thing.
It's so good to see you. My baby.
Yeah, I am your baby. I was your baby.
I really didn't know how the others would react to getting together after so many years. I figured we'd pick some of the old war horses that wouldn't take too much rehearsal. And at the picnic, we'd do some of our rehearsing right here in front of all the neighbors.
We are traveling in the footsteps of those who've gone before, and we'll all be reunited on a new and sunlit shore.
Oh, when the saints, go marching in,
go marching in.
Oh, when the saints
go marching in.
Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. And when the trumpet sounds a call.
Oh, missed the verse. I missed...
When the sun.
How about that? I forgot my verse. I sing the
When
second
the
verse.
sun. Are you sing When the Sun?
Well, we can't get everything right these days, and what's more, we never did.
Right.
We are traveling in the footsteps of those who've gone before, and we'll all be reunited on a new and sunlit shore.
Oh, when the saints, go marching in,
go marching in.
Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. When the sun, begins to shine, and when the sun...
The first song we sang together sounded so good, so right, as if we'd only partied the day before. Of course, the ham and the pie helped, but the music got us really going the way it always has.
Say this world of trouble is the only one we need. Oh, the hell with it. But I'm waiting for that morning when the new world is revealed. Oh, when the new world is revealed. Oh, when the new world is revealed. Oh, Lord, I want in the number when the
started with my thinking that some songs you can't sing by yourself. You need a group to do them right. How can you sing Saints Go Marching In one person? It's darn hard. You have to have one voice answering another. And yet it grew to be much more than this.
We began singing for anybody who would listen, in point of fact, for unions and left-wing groups.
We sang Union songs, we sang songs of hope in that strange time at the end of World War II, when already the world was preparing for Cold War. We still had the feeling that if we could sing loud enough and strong enough and hopefully enough, it would make a difference.
And people would come drop in, and hopefully they would drop some money into a hat, and that's, for a while there, that's what we were all living on. I think we used to end up with about 10 bucks a piece.
People were broke, they didn't have money to pay for anything, and we were getting ready to break up.
We decided, well, wait a second. Let's see if we could maybe get a job somewhere, at some nightclub or something, so that we could make enough money so that we could live and stay together, so that we can continue to sing down in Pete's basement on Wednesday afternoons. What happened was that Pete had sung down at the Vanguard. So we went down there and we sang one night, and he said, okay, why don't you come in for 2 weeks? And the 2 weeks is extended for another month. Well, we ended up staying there for 6 months. And during that time, I guess a certain word got around, like it was the thing to see in New York, and that's where we first met Gordon Jenkins. When the Weavers first recorded for Decca, it was at Gordon's insistence.
Gordon Jenkins gave our songs the framework of a great big orchestra.
And chorus.
And chorus, that's right. He started off the record of Goodnight Irene with a solo violin. And then in came the chorus and the singers.
I think Gordon's slickness took a certain rough edge off us, which at that particular time, I think, made us more acceptable to a mass audience.
I'll see you in my dreams.
Goodnight Irene became what we call in the business an instant hit. It sold well over 1 million single copies, which was big for its day. Played in all the jukeboxes throughout the country and constantly on radio, soon to be followed up by other hits. And here you had this obscure group situated mainly in New York City, having this instant hit and getting instant national popularity, which was a little uncomfortable for the Weavers.
All of a sudden, the Weavers were thrown into a completely different world. And it was very startling and very strange, because one would begin working vaudeville houses, or working in nightclubs, or television.
تنا 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 هابن الطرنا خيالين بمحشبة الله 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 ريح يبنا مي بين خيل يلشتبا تنا تنا هابن الطرنا خيالين بمحشبة الله 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 ريح يبنا مي بين خيل يلشتبا تنا تنا هابن الطرنا خيالين بمحشبة.
Would you look at that? A Barbie doll and 3 stuffed dummies. I swear on Pete's chin whiskers, if we'd known how witless we looked, we would have given up music on the spot and turned to something socially useful like chicken plucking.
It was kind of a fluke that we reached a large number of people at all. Really. I don't think any of us ever expected to be selling a couple million records. But once we did, we found all sorts of possibilities there, and it was very exhilarating to reach a large number of people.
They really felt that they could only sing the songs that they related to in their lives. So if they were trying to fight for civil rights or for equality or for peace or for whatever thing they were into, they really did and do and have lived their lives in a way which reflects these beliefs. So the music really stemmed from their beliefs as people. It wasn't just a cosmetic job put up to induce people to come and hear them sing. They really believed the things they sang about.
Union miners stand together, heed no operator's tale. Keep your hand upon the dollar and your eye upon the scale.
In conclusion, bear in memory, keep this password in your mind. God provides for every worker when in union they combine. Then by honest weights we'll labor, union miners will prevail. So keep your hand upon the dollar and your eye upon the scale. Union miners stand together, heed no operator's tale. Keep your hand upon the dollar and your eye upon the scale.
Made it, by God. We will now pass out among you.
It sure is.
Pete says, we sound pretty good. Says maybe with a little more work we might sound a little better. And all of a sudden, Pete's talking about appearing with him at Carnegie Hall, for heaven's sake.
Now, will we cut this?
I'd cut into the cake first, I think, Pete.
There we go, the bird.
Okay.
Is this a party?
Now,
Harold gets 10% of it, Jim.
20%.
Well, I hadn't been to New York in 10 years, and I was sitting here in teetotal retirement, and the whole idea just seemed almost impossible. But when Pete gets an idea, you better either take to the hills or stick around and be prepared for action.
Is that Weaver cake, Lee?
Tastes like it. Pete's very enthusiastic. He says, there are two things that are going to impress this audience. Ronnie's voice is better than ever, and Lee can still sing in tune. If not with any power. But I'm dying to appear on that stage and see what that old audience looks like. See if they've still survived, any of them.
When it was suggested that the Weavers do a concert at Carnegie Hall again after so many years, I must admit that I had very mixed feelings about this. Four decrepit folk singers come staggering on stage. Wouldn't it be best just to leave it alone and just let it be?
When we first thought of a Carnegie Hall concert, I wasn't sure really whether we could carry it off. Can you imagine a basketball team 30 years later trying to run through their old plays?
But the idea, I must admit, of the feeling, the memory of how wonderful it was to sing with those guys was won out in the end. Some kind of one more moment, one more possibility. And it was just what wonderful to think about doing that. Also, I wanted a chance to see Lee working again. I knew he had it in him. He's just lazy, that's his problem.
singing for a lot of years, haven't had any reason to. So if we're going to have a get-together, that's going to take a little bit of work. I listen to the records and try to sing with them, try to remember the words to the song. I'm figuring out what keys they were in.
Stop rambling, stop gambling, stop staying out late at night. Go home to your wife and family, stay there by your fireside bright.
But to myself, I'm not sure just what is going to come out when the time comes.
Franco se va a paseo, y Franco se va a paseo.
When we started to rehearse, we had to work for a couple of weeks every day.
Con mister campesino, con galán y con modesto, con el comandante Carlos, no hay miliciano con miedo. Venga, jaleo, jaleo, sueño de una ametralladora y Franco se va a paseo, y Franco se va a paseo.
We find it ironic that Venga Jaleo, which is one of the greatest songs we ever did, is a war song, although it is a song of a war on the right side in the Spanish War against fascism.
Con el quinto, 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 con el quinto regimiento, madre, yo me voy al frente para las líneas de fuego. Venga, jaleo, jaleo, sueño de una ametralladora y Franco se va a paseo, y Franco se va a paseo.
Now that wasn't too hard, was it, Lee?
We can quit now, because this is the reason I came. To hear this. I wanted to hear this once more while I was alive. Now I'm ready to quit.
You all go home.
Well, you can't. I'll tell you, I got another song.
I'll go back in there and pass out.
But before you do that, before you decide to do that, sometime today, I want to play another song for you that may make you decide to live another 90 years. But who's counting?
Yeah. Listen, would you sing this for me? I've never heard it. All I know about Woody's Relativity song is that there's nothing he didn't write about, including relativity, and he got a big kick out of this one. I just heard it, on paper.
Can't go east or west, I can't go north or south, I can't go up or down, but I can still go round and round. I can still go round and round, I can still go round and round. You can tell Albert Einstein, I can still go round and round.
There's something left out of here. If we look in the Woody literature, I swear to God he had I can still go in and out, which was the thing that tickled him most.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You left that out?
I don't ever remember.
That was the whole point of the song. Woody's Relativity song. You can't go north or
It's really
south.
a song about how to make relatives.
But I can still go in and out. He thought that was great.
I would love to take a crack at Wasn't That a Time. I mean, that was a song that used to give me the shivers.
Okay.
I just wish we could update it a little bit.
Remember B flat.
Our fathers bled at Valley Forge. The snow was red with blood, their faith was warm. At Valley Forge, their flame was brotherhood.
Wasn't that a time? Wasn't that a time to try? The soul of man, wasn't that a terrible time? Brave men who died at Gettysburg now lie in soldiers' graves, but there they stem the slavery tide, and there the faith was saved. Wasn't that a time? Wasn't that a time to try? The soul of man, wasn't that a terrible time?
think it's interesting to note that the initial work of the Weavers took place while Truman and Eisenhower were in office, and when some very sad things were happening in this land and in the world. The progressive movement came to a critical crossroads if it wasn't actually stopped by the Wallace defeat in '48. The Peekskill riots appeared to many to be a signal for a kind of a general assault on civil liberties rather than the victory that we all claimed. The tragedy of the Rosenberg executions really shook the faith of humanity all over the world. We didn't have any more May Day parades for celebrating militant unionism, and actually there wasn't any militant unionism to appeal to working people. Korea was going on, hardly anybody noticing except the families who got their sons' bodies back for burial. So during that time, while our following didn't reach huge proportions, and while we were political only in the most general sense, a lot of people in our audience thought of us as political performers.
Our faith cries out,
We have no fear. We dare to reach our hand to other neighbors, far and near, to friends in every land. Isn't this a time? Isn't this a time to free the soul of man? Isn't this a wonderful time? Isn't this a wonderful time?
We got the last line right?
Yeah.
Songs are dangerous. The Weavers sang about unions, civil rights, the friendship of all nations, at a time when McCarthy and the House Committee on Un-American Activities tried to censor our beliefs. So in 1952, the blacklist fell on us. Those were scoundrel times, built on fear and the lies of informers very well paid by the FBI. But,
Here we go. Deny Weavers quit TV over Red Issue.
Now, who denied it? We didn't deny it.
No, well, we didn't quit. They kicked us off. There we go.
You know what you don't have in here of that Ohio thing is the thing I remember stepping off the plane and met by a lot of reporters and stuff and waving newspapers in front of us saying, "Will the Weavers sing at Ohio State Fair?" Yes, says so-and-so. No, says so-and-so. And it was marvelous. I mean, you think war had been declared or something.
You know what? The Columbus Citizen editorial goes on, though. It ends saying, "This seems unfair and unjust. To allow this slur to stand will be to reflect on the integrity and good name of this Ohio State Fair. If there's more substantial evidence against the Weavers, it should be brought forward. Otherwise, their contract should be honored." Well.
The crisis of the blacklisting was much more severe than a lot of people even imagined. Number one, Decca Records, in effect, dropped the Weavers. Radio stations would not play Weavers records. Television would not interview the Weavers. Clubs were a problem. There were a number of engagements in which the Weavers went out there and found that there was almost vigilante groups attempting it.
I remember in a place called Daffy's Bar and Grill in Cleveland. I don't know if Ronnie remembers this.
Remember it very well.
A bunch of rather drunken people came in there and interrupted Ronnie when she was about to sing a song. Say, "Why don't you sing the Star-Spangled Banner?" And Ronnie sweetly said, "Well, let's do it sometime we're not drunk." But I don't know, maybe in the long run, maybe we made better music for being blacklisted. Who knows? It would have been nice if there had been no blacklist. I say it would have been nicer for America if there had been no blacklist. I'd be even nicer for America if there was no blacklist now. Of all the good things, because the media has the greatest chance in the world to do things, good things. And it's in a commercial straitjacket. It's in other places it may be in a political straitjacket, but here's a commercial and political straitjacket too.
The blacklist forced us to take a sabbatical and a Mondical and a Tusical. But after 3 years of not working, we got bored with the blacklist and mad. The only answer to that kind of crap was to get together again. At first, nobody would rent us a theater, but somehow Harold got us the best concert hall in the country.
I was able to get Carnegie Hall, I think it was in December of '55. Well, that again was a historic concert. Of course, sold out very, very quickly, had a tremendous press reportage. We were fortunate enough to record that concert. I took the chance and got the private recording set up. No company would record it. The blacklisting period was, of course, still on.
That Carnegie concert was supposed to be a one-shot deal, but we found a lot of friends who were tired of the blacklist, too, and they began filling up concerts in some of the biggest halls in Toronto, Chicago, San Francisco, all over the place.
I remember one concert that Weavers gave in Los Angeles, again at the height of the blacklist, in which some very famous movie director sort of snuck backstage afterwards and you know, practically with his collar up, but he wanted to show himself, and he wanted to make that statement that he came to a Weavers concert, and this was his way of saying something, his way of saying, McCarthy. Well, he couldn't quite bring himself to say it out loud, and so on. And so I think in that respect, the Weavers also offered a lot to people, because it gave them a channel, an opportunity to express their feelings, not just listen to what we had to say.
It was a result of that concert and as a result of the record, really almost a new revival of folk music began that was the inspiration for so many groups that followed almost immediately. The Limelighters, the Kingston Trio, and later on, of course, Peter, Paul, and Mary, many of whom were actually at that concert in 1955.
I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out a warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land.
A long time ago, Pete and I wrote the Hammer Song. It was printed on the first page of the first issue of Sing Out magazine. The Weavers made a recording of it, which no one bought. Since then, there have been 116 different recordings of it all over the world.
I had a bell, I ring it in the morning, I ring it in the evening, all over this land. I know what I skin do, nu går den egen väg, i så själv hava, ben ich werde vad blev det väl?
If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning.
Sing it in the evening, all over this land. I will sing out the danger, yeah. I sing out the warning, yeah.
I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land.
Well, I got a hammer, and I got a bell, and I got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's the song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's the song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this
The Weavers were our mentors. We learned from them that folk music was a process that had to be carried on, that it had a responsibility to the community from which it sprang, that the folk tradition was one of social commitment as well as just old-fashioned have fun together.
It's pleasant to know that so many young people that came to Weavers concerts grew up to be such good performers and socially concerned to boot. And it tickles me to know that Woody's son, Arlo, is carrying on so many of the old traditions while laying down quite a bunch of his own.
He grew up to be a fighter against the people's wrongs. He listened to their grief and joy, turned them into songs. His hands were gentle, his hands were strong.
Well, I guess the Weavers were the first group of people that I ever went to see. So when I started my own little group, it was a reasonable facsimile of what I had seen going on in Carnegie Hall. I'll never forget the first time I played Carnegie. And all I could remember was the fact that I had sat in the audience and watched the Weavers at Carnegie. And to this day, it's still the only place that scares me.
The other thing I remember from that concert was this woman who was standing up on stage who threw her head back in a way that I had never ever seen before and sang at the top of her lungs and soared above these other three men's voices. I mean, they had instruments and voices, and then there was this voice that just, woof, right over the top. And I just, you know, and I'll never forget that. Now, I went home, and I would stand in front of the mirror, and I'd go, singing the top of my lungs along to these songs.
Do it,
you know? Do it. And I know that now when I stand on stage, I have a certain stance that I know some of it is mine, but some of it was certainly because there was this woman named Ronnie Gilbert who gave a whole lot of women singers permission to throw their head back and sing at the top of their lungs.
Nobody knows you when you're down and out. Oh, when you're down and out. Not one penny. And when it comes to friends, you just haven't any. But when you get back on your feet again, well, everybody wants to be your long lost friend. I'm telling you, without a doubt, nobody knows you when you're down and out. Oh, when you're down and out.
I must say I went with a malice aforethought to bring to the concert some of the songs that had been very important to me in the last few years of my life at the time, that pointed to the things that were affecting people at the moment, and most specifically women. As I had my eyes opened in the last 10 years to my own place in the world as a woman, not just a singer, not a member of the Weavers, but as a woman in the world. And the person whose songs opened me up to that was Holly Near. And I wanted very much to sing something of that on the program.
Cecilia Castro Salvadores, Ida Amelia Harmarva. Hay una mujer desaparecida, hay una mujer desaparecida en Chile, en Chile, en Chile. And the junta, and the junta knows, and the junta knows where she is, and the junta knows where she is hiding and dying. Hay una mujer desaparecida, hay una mujer desaparecida en Chile, en Chile, en Chile.
That's the first time we've ever done that.
you doing any new songs or familiar repertory or what?
Quite a number of new songs. Fortunately, the other Weavers have to sing them. All I have to do is sing bass, and you can always fake it. That's one of the great advantages of singing bass. You don't have to learn too many new words. All during this year after the reunion, I was sitting here, as I have for a number of years, trying to maintain a dignified silence, and all of a sudden they got reporters coming up here, doing interviews, getting into the newspapers and the magazines.
We inserted our first ad, the New York Times, on Sunday, October the 12th. When I called the following Tuesday, I was advised that both concerts were completely sold out, which is, of course, a rare event. And then things began to mount. The demand for tickets, we could have gone on at least 3 to 4 more nights. People were calling up for tickets from all over the country. As there was more press attention, I had calls from Chicago and Boston, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles and San Francisco wanting to know if they can have a Weavers reunion in those cities. But of course this was impossible. The Weavers were not going to go and get together again, and we left the concert or the reunion just for the city of New York.
To start with Darling Corey, I never could tell from day to day whether I was really up for going to Carnegie, but with the help of people like Pete's wife, Toshi, it got considerably easier.
What's this over here? Your notes.
She helped us get through a lot of problems, and she's given us a lot of support in getting ready for the staging, which I'm very uncertain about. Now, how do I get there and back out?
Peter could wheel you out with the lights on?
Will the lights be on, is the question.
Spotlight?
If the lights are off, I can just see myself going flying right out into the audience. Wheels and all.
Well, you probably land in somebody's lap.
Huh?
You would probably land in somebody's lap that would really enjoy it.
Yeah, but whose lap? I ain't got my choice of laps over there.
Give me your name and address, and I'll make sure they're out front row center.
Toshi, if it was your lap, I'd fly off any day.
Can't have the hanging till I get there.
We haven't quite figured out how I'm going to get to Carnegie. I think maybe I'll borrow a car from a local funeral home. I think that's the only way to travel.
On all of them would be ideal.
Okay.
Okay. Me get your D.
If anything, these are slightly more sensitive than these. So you can be less close to those.
More leeway.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't.
Better for me. I hear you.
Kisses sweeter than
When I was a young man and never been kissed, I got to thinking over of what I had missed. I got me a girl and I kissed her, and then, oh Lord, I kissed her again. Oh,
kisses sweeter than kisses sweeter than He asked me to marry and be his sweet wife, and we would be so happy all of our life. He begged and he pleaded like a natural man, and then, oh Lord, I gave him my hand. Oh, kisses sweeter than oh, kisses sweeter than
That's great. Can you hear? That's great.
folk music, and I love the Weavers, and so I'm here.
You sort of grew up with them. We're looking around for familiar faces from that era of our life, you know?
I was brought up on the Weavers. I love them. Haven't seen them in years together, and I'm really excited that they're here now.
You ever heard the Weavers before? What are you expecting tonight?
Some enchanted evening when you meet a stranger. Now we sing the folk song. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam.
Where do you come from? California. Ah, that's a long way.
Yeah, all the way from Wisconsin to see this concert and to roller skate.
When we saw that they were giving a concert here, I called from where we live, and all the good seats were already sold out before it was even listed.
I came back again tonight, hoping, I'm holding my money up. Maybe I'll be lucky and I'll get a ticket.
Good luck.
Thank you. But you should have seen the mob here last night. You should have been here.
What are you expecting tonight?
Some enchanted evening when you meet a stranger. Now we sing the folk song. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam.
Where do you come from? California. Ah, that's a long way.
Yeah, all the way from Wisconsin to see this concert and to roller skate.
When we saw that they were giving a concert here, I called from where we live, and all the good seats were already sold out before it was even listed.
I came back again tonight, hoping, I'm holding my money up. Maybe I'll be lucky and I'll get a ticket.
Good luck.
Thank you. But you should have seen the mob here last night. You should have been here.
Hey up, hey up,
you. Welcome to the Weavers reunion. We don't know which one it is. We can't decide whether it was 31, 2, or 3 years ago. Your program note says 90th anniversary. That ain't us. We think 1980 is a very good year for reunions, the year when this nation reached such a gorgeous pinnacle of something or other, whatever it reached, use your own language. If Pete hadn't called us together, I was fixing to retire to the old folks' home in Washington, but it was just taken. We have a thought for the year. We've been around long enough to tell you, be of good cheer. This too will pass. I've had kidney stones, and I know. We can tell you, as a matter of fact, it has often been said by me that the future ain't what it used to be, and what's more, it never was.
Is all spent, my get up and go has gone up and went, but in spite of it all, I'm able to grin and think of the places my get up has been.
Old age is golden, so I've heard it said, but sometimes I wonder as I crawl into bed with my teeth in the cup and my wig in a drawer, and I hope my glass eye doesn't roll on the floor. As sleep dims my vision, I say to myself, is there anything more I should put on the shelf? First Carter, now Reagan, I surely am vexed, but I'll still stick around to see what happens next.
How do I know my youth is all spent? My get up and go has got up and went, but in spite of it all, I'm able to grin and think of the places my get up has been.
When I was young, my slippers were red. I could kick up my heels right over my head. Then I grew older, my slippers were blue, but still I could dance the whole night through. Now I am old and my slippers are black. I huff to the store and I puff my way back, but never you laugh, I don't mind at all. I'd rather be huffing than not puff at all.
How do I know my youth is all spent? My get up and go has gone up and went, but in spite of it all, I'm able to grin and think of the places my get up has been.
I get up each morning and dust off my wits, open the paper and read the obits, and if I'm not there, I know I'm not dead, so I eat a good breakfast and roll back to bed.
How do I know my youth is all spent? My get up and go has gone up and went, but in spite of it all, I'm able to grin and think of the places my get up.
Sing it again.
How do I know my youth is all spent? My get up and go has gone up and went, but in spite of it all, I'm able to grin and think of the places my get up has been.
I think it was a question of us getting together at Carnegie and doing nothing but singing the old songs. I'm not even sure whether the whole thing would have been worth it.
That was better.
Huh?
Better.
Yeah. We all certainly felt it was important that not be a night of simply the night the old nostalgia burnt down. It demanded a vitality. It demanded new concerns. It demanded working up new songs, just so that we're alive and kicking. Because essentially, I think that's what that evening was about. We're survivors. I don't only mean us, but human race. And survivors doesn't mean just lying there flat on your back. It means being up and around and concerned and writing new songs and learning new songs and singing new songs.
Hay una mujer desaparecida. A woman has disappeared in Chile. A lament by Holly Near. Hay una mujer desaparecida. Hay una mujer desaparecida en Chile, en Chile, en Chile. And the junta knows, and the junta knows where she is, and the junta knows where she is, hiding and dying. Hay una mujer desaparecida. Hay una mujer desaparecida en Chile, en Chile, en Chile. Clara Elena Cantero, Elisa del Carmen Escobar, Natalia Elena Morales, Rosa Elena Morales. Hay una mujer desaparecida. Hay una mujer desaparecida en Chile, en Chile, en Chile. And the junta knows, and the junta knows where she is, and the junta knows where she is, hiding and dying. Hay una mujer desaparecida. Hay una mujer desaparecida en Chile, en Chile, en Chile.
This is the longest picnic I ever went to, and the only one ever to end at Carnegie Hall. In a way, my 33 years with the Weavers have been a picnic. We've had ants and poison ivy, sudden squalls to send us running for cover, and always the promise of sunshine coming back. I'd say we're lucky to have lived through the worst of times and the best of times. Times to try the soul, times to free the soul. We've had the hope of surviving to get us through. The love that we shared with our audience at Carnegie Hall was absolutely overwhelming. A once-in-a-lifetime experience, and truly worth all the trouble we had getting there. I know this concert will be our last, but we do know that the music is going to go on because it always has.
Well, Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Well, I love Irene. God knows that I do. I love her till the seas run dry. But if Irene turns her back on me, I'm gonna take morphine and die. Well, Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
Sometimes I live in the country. Sometimes I live in town. Sometimes I take a great notion to jump into the river and drown. Sing it.
Well, Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
And now it's time to say so long. You've made us feel young and fine. Before we have to end our song, let's sing it one more time.
Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a peaceful New Year.
Let us four weavers thank you for bringing us back. Thank you.
Gee,
Wolf Trap Farm Park for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C., Public Television presents Together in Concert with Pete Seeger and Arlo Guthrie.
One day, sir, I was walking along and I heard that special singing a lonesome song. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Oh, let the midnight special shine every loving light on me. If you ever go to East End, you better walk right. You know you better not stand up. Oh, Lord, you better not back. You know the sheriff will just arrest you when they tear you down. You can bet your bottom dollar. Oh, Lord, the penitentiary bound. Oh, let the midnight special shine a light on me. Oh, let the midnight special shine every loving light on me. Well, you wake up in the morning, hear the ding-dong ring, go a-marching to the table, see the same damn thing, knife and fork are on the table, and nothing in my pan. And if you say anything about it, you're in trouble with the man. Oh, let the midnight special shine a light on me. Oh, let the midnight special shine every loving light on me. Here comes Jumpin' Judy. Oh, tell you how I know. You know Judy brought jumpin' to the whole wide world. She brought it in the morning. Oh, about to break of day. And if I ever get to jump in, oh, Lord, love and jump away. Oh, let the midnight special shine a light on me. Oh, let the midnight special shine every loving light on me. Oh, Judy Ledbetter, he was a mighty fine man. He taught us this song and to the whole wide land. But now he's done with all his grieving, whooping, hollering, and crying. Now he's done with all his studying about his great long time. Oh, let the midnight special shine a light on me. Oh, let the midnight special shine every loving light on me. Oh, let the midnight special shine a light on me. Shine a light on me. Oh, let the midnight special shine every loving light on, every loving light on me. I can't see you all out there. I figure, though, there's young and old and short and tall and all sizes of shapes and colors and ages. So I got a song for the... How do I know my youth is all spent? My get up and go has got up and went. But in spite of it all, I'm able to grin and think of the places my get up has been. Old age is golden, so I've heard said, but sometimes I wonder as I crawl into bed, with my ears in a drawer, my teeth in a cup, my eyes on the table until I wake up. As sleep dims my vision, I say to myself, is there anything else I should lay on the shelf? But though nations are warring and business is vexed, I'll still stick around to see what happens next. How do I know my youth is all spent? My get up and go has got up and went. But in spite of it all, I'm able to grin and think of the places my get up has been. When I was young, my slippers were red. I could kick up my heels right over my head. When I was older, my slippers were blue, but still I could dance the whole night through. Now I am older, my slippers are black. I huff to the store and I puff my way back. But never you laugh, I don't mind at all. I'd rather be huffing than not huff at all. How do I know my youth is all spent? My get up and go has got up and went. But in spite of it all, I'm able to grin and think of the places my get up has been. I get up each morning, dust off my wits, open the paper, read the obits. If I'm not there, I know I'm not dead, so I eat a good breakfast and go back to bed. How do I know my youth is all spent? My get up and go has got up and went, but in spite of it all, I'm able to grin and think of the places my get up has been. Actually, what keeps me going is when I can hear a gang of people joining in on a song. So if any song I sing tonight you want to hum along, you won't hurt my feelings if you just do so. Get a little harmony, too. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? Girls have picked them, every one. When will they ever learn? When will they
Sailing down my golden river, sun and water all my own, yet I was never alone. Sun and water, oh life givers, I'll have them where'er I roam, and I was not far from home. Sunlight glancing on the water, life and death are all my own, yet I was never alone. Life to raise my sons and daughters, full them sparkles in the foam, and I was not far from home. Sailing down this winding highway, travelers from near and far, yet I was never alone. Exploring all the little byways, sighting all the distant stars, and I was not far from home. Sailing down my golden river, sun and water all my own, yet I was never alone. Sun and water, oh life givers, I'll have them where'er I roam, and I was not far from home. Yet I was never alone, and I was not far from home. I am a little beggar, and a beggar I've been for 3 store more. It's little and green, and I'm known from the land way down this hill, known by the name of Old Donahue. If all the trains are going, natural bacon is the best for when a man is tired, he can lay it down and rest. He can trade for his dinner, but there's nothing else to do, only cut around the corner with his old rigadoo. Slept in the barn way down in Clare Bound, awake by the morning, slept over down with the holes in the roof, and the rain coming through. Cats in your eyes, they plain peekaboo. Hook had awakened by the woman of the house with a white spotted apron and a calico blouse. She began to frighten when I said so, said, don't be afraid, man, it's Old Donahue. Girl, one day, good morning, little flaxy haired girl, I say. Good morning, little beggar man, and how you do? With your eyes, green bags, and your old rigadoo. By a pair of leggings in the collar and a tie, and a nice big batting back. Bang a pair of knuckles and a color them blue. And an old-fashioned lady will make her do. With the horses in the shoes and my toes picking through, singing skittle, ring a doodle, it's the old valley new. Let's go to bed, for it's getting late at night. All the fire's all raked there, next goes the light. Now you heard the story of my old ring-a-doo. It's goodbye, got me with you since the old valley new.
An old friend here tonight, and years ago she taught my younger brother and sister a song that she'd written when she was about 14 years old. Nobody can play this song the way she can, but I'm just one of the many people who like to try. So they won't know which
Together in Concert will return in a moment with more music from Pete Seeger and Arlo Guthrie.
I'm missing that top line again. You know, there's much more of Musical Saturday Evening to come, and we're going to make a lot more money, are we not, gang? Okay, we're doing very, very well. We're very, very pleased, and you should be very pleased as well. And we'll have more of Pete Seeger and Arlo Guthrie to come. And after that, we have Kate Smith and Ronald, what's his name? Ronald Reagan, that's right, in a musical, This Is the Army, with songs by Irving Berlin. And Kate sings, God Bless America. God Bless America. This is our membership drive. And you know that during these times of the year, we ask for your support. We ask you to help us pay for the programs that you see on these channels. We ask for your support in keeping our prime time schedule the way you want it. We need your pledge of $25 or more right now. What should you dial? 337-4044. That's the number. It's a Baltimore area number. You can call it as you would any number in the greater Baltimore region. You can call us collect if you care to. But please call. Volunteers from the Maryland Public TV volunteers are with us, and they're waiting for your calls. Okay? Okay,
You've
it's yours,
got all
Carl.
the phones lit up, but we need some right-handed dialers because we need some phones over here. We need to hear from you. 337-4044. Remember, your $25 pledge makes you a member of the Maryland Public Television family, and you'll receive our Maryland Public TV monthly program magazine, news of public television all over the country. You get a full schedule of the programs that we bring to you that you've helped to purchase, actually, with your pledge. And also, you can participate in some of the special things that we do, like our upcoming television tour of England. So give us a call right now at 337-4044. Need some right-handed dialers. Thank you very much. There's one coming in right now. Stu?
Okay, last September, the city of Baltimore opened a new concert hall for symphonic music. But 12 years ago, Maryland Public Television opened thousands of concert halls all over the state. You have one of those concert halls right in your own home. And that concert hall in your home has been filled over the years by the Los Angeles Philharmonic, the New York Philharmonic, the Pittsburgh Symphony, the Vienna Philharmonic, the Israel Symphony, the Cleveland Symphony, the Boston Symphony, the Boston Pops, the Minneapolis Symphony, and of course the Baltimore Symphony. It's true that you have to maintain your own concert hall. You have to provide the lights and the heat, but we provide the orchestras, and we do it month after month, year after year. But it costs money to hire Zubin Mehta, Leonard Bernstein, Herbert von Karajan, and to induce them to play in your home, in your own concert hall. And that's why we need your help. And that's why we ask for your help. We got a lot of orchestras and a lot of conductors to pay for. How about it? 337-4044. There's a call right now. I hope it's from you. If not, it should be. We've got plenty of lines waiting for your call. Carl?
All righty, we need to hear from you. 337-4044. We were looking for $15,000 tonight. I think we're going to do better than that because we've already got nearly $14,000. Let's see how we can do. You know, one of the reasons that we, I think, are doing so much better is because we have more viewers. That's true. The ratings people tell us that several 100,000 people watch Maryland Public Television every week, and we know that only 34,000 of you go to the telephone and make a pledge of support each year. Now, I want to talk to those who haven't yet taken the time to make a pledge of support. I want to talk to you who just may not have taken time to consider how important your pledge is to public television. If we could just get 4,000 new members this March, 4,000 men and women who have not yet become members of Maryland Public Television, we could increase our program purchase fund by 10%. And that 10% would be reflected directly in the number and quality of programs that you see on our screen. So if you've never pledged before, what better opportunity than right now? 337-4044. Get over. We need some right-handed dialers. Got some operators over on this side waiting to hear from you. 337-4044. You're playing cards again?
Yes, I am. Here's a call from Gibson Island, and we didn't even need a street address on that one, as our volunteer said. One from Baltimore, of course, many from Baltimore. Catonsville and Washington, D.C., and Salisbury and Catonsville again. During these membership drives, we ask you to pledge $25 for a basic family membership, but to encourage you to pledge even more, to demonstrate to your friends and neighbors that you have made a commitment, a special commitment, in support of Maryland Public Television. We have a few premiums to sort of tempt you into the extra effort on our behalf. Over the years, we've literally sent thousands of directors' chairs to our friends all over the Maryland Public Television area. That old faithful chair has been doing just fine, and it will continue to do just fine. It's been replaced, though, with a new model. This is a strong wood frame chair carrying the same important Maryland Public TV logo. If you've always wanted a folding chair to add to your clubroom or patio setting, now is the time to get one. Just send us a $150 pledge and we'll send it along, okay? Entertaining at home, you know, it's in, according to the people who make up the trendy fashion notes in the newspapers and magazines. We have some very, very fine water tumblers that you can fill with your favorite beverage to serve to your guests. When you do, they'll see the Maryland Public Television symbol, and they'll know that you support the best in cultural, informational, and stimulating broadcast television. People have never seemed to have enough tote bags. We've been sending these bags to our friends for many, many years, the very first membership drive. There are more than 10,000 Maryland Public Television tote bags toddling around the state. Do you have yours? Well, we certainly hope so. If you don't, why don't you simply have one? Huh? All you have to do is make us a pledge. That's a pledge of $50. Let us pack one up, the new model tote bags, and send it along to you, okay? First of all, I'd like to mention that we have many, many more pledges. We're waiting to hear from you. Our phone number is 337-4044. And by the way, I heard one of the volunteers almost apologizing for, doing this. Well, we're doing this as well as every public television station across the country. We've got to do it. We need the money. We need the money to go into the marketplace to get better programs that you'll enjoy. Yes, we do it certain periods of time throughout the year, but when we're not on, it's commercial or pledge free. Carl?
Okay. Mallory just gave me a pledge of $100 from Linwood Avenue in Bel Air. Thank you very much, and thank you, Mallory. Have some phones empty right now and need you to call 337-4044. And when you make your pledge of $25 or more to Maryland Public TV, we'll send you a statement immediately by return mail. And then you pay that statement, and if your pledge is $50 or more, well, like this one from Bel Air, where you can select the gift for which you're eligible. And if you want to charge your pledge to Choice, Visa, or MasterCard, well, just give your number and expiration date to the volunteer. And if you want to, you can take advantage of our own monthly installment plan. If you pledge $50 or more, tell the volunteer that you'd like to handle your pledge in that manner, and they'll break it down in easy monthly payments. All pledges are tax deductible, and one more. One of the most charismatic personalities ever developed by public television, and he's going to convince you to make that all-important pledge right now. Dr. Leo Buscaglia.
Hi, this is Leo Buscaglia on behalf of public television. You know I feel strongly about it. I hope you do. But the only way that we can really have it continue, with giving us the wonderful programming that only it can do, is to get on your phone and to call in and to make a pledge right now. Do it. It'll benefit all of us, but the time is now. Thank you.
They claim they get...
All righty, here we hear from Lana Conning, Maryland, and Allegheny Street. Thank you very much. We had 5 pledges right in a row, zip, 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 from Columbia. Thank you very much, Columbia. Of course, we want you to call, too, at 337-4044. Call right now. We want you to pick up the telephone and talk with one of our volunteers right this moment. We're going to get back to Pete Seeger and Arlo Guthrie, and of course, it's going to be Ronnie Reagan and Kate Smith and God Bless America later on tonight. But right now, we need to hear from you. 337-4044. If you don't want to call, if you want to wait until the wee hours of the morning, jot down this address and send us a check in the mail. First thing in the morning, the address is Membership, Owings Mills, Maryland, 21117. Membership, Owings Mills, Maryland, 21117. How are we doing, Stu?
Fine. What is this, Ronnie Reagan? I mean, you're on a first-name basis with the first man? Right. That fooled everybody on this. Listen, do we have time? Are we going up to this tote board? I certainly hope so.
Make time.
$13,790 so far. Our goal for the night is $15,000. Let's see where we're at right now. There you are. We're still at 30. Oh, okay. We're only a little bit away. How about it? Would you mind sending in $625? Come on, you're a big spender. How about it? Now, if we get a lot of them all at the same time, we'll be well over it. But we have to make these goals on a nightly basis. Give us a call. 337-4044. Okay? We're waiting. Oh, we're still waiting? Is that, oh, we're not over? I thought that was the cue roll. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll mention the phone number again. And we're going to give you one last time, like about, what, 30 seconds? 15 seconds. How about it? Just before we go back to our programming, 337-40. There it is. That's one. All right, we've got another one coming up. Do I hear another ring? Give us a call, and we'll thank you very, very much.
My younger sister, Peggy, who was raised here in Washington, lives over in London now. She wrote an awful good song a few years ago. I'm going to try and sing it. So I'm going to be an engineer. When I was a little girl, I wished I was a boy. I tagged along behind the gang and wore my corduroy. Everybody said I only did it to annoy, but I was gonna be an engineer. Mama said, why can't you be a lady? Your duty is to make me the mother of a pearl. Wait until you're older, dear, and maybe you'll be glad that you're a girl. Well, when I went to school, I learned to write and how to read, history, geography, and home economy. And typing is a skill that every girl is sure to need to while away the extra time until the time to breed. And then they had the nerve to ask, what would I like to be? I said, I'm gonna be an engineer. Oh no, you only need to learn to be a lady. The duty isn't yours for to try to run the world. An engineer could never have the baby. Remember, dear, that you're a girl. I started as a typist, but I studied on the sly, working out the day and night so I could qualify. Every time the boss comes in, he pinched me on the thigh, said I never had an engineer. Oh, you owe it to the job to be a lady. The duty of the staff is to give the boss a whirl. The wages that you bake are crummy, maybe, but it's all you get 'cause you're a girl. Then Jimmy come along and we set up a conjugation. We were busy every night with love and recreation. I spent my days at work so he could get an education, and now he's an engineer. He said, I know you'll always be a lady. The duty of my darling is to love me all her life. Could an engineer look after or obey me? Remember, dear, that you're my wife. Well, as soon as Jimmy got a job, I studied hard again. Then busy at my turret lathe, a year or two was in. The morning that the twins were born, Jimmy says to them, kids, your mother was an engineer. You owe it to the kids to be a lady, dainty as a dish rag, faithful as a chow. Stay at home, you got to mind the baby. Remember, you're a mother now. Every time I turn around, there's something else to do. Cook a meal, mend a sock, sweep a floor or two. Listening to Jimmy Young, it makes me want to spew. I was gonna be an engineer. I only wish that I could be a lady. I do the lovely things that a lady's supposed to do. I wouldn't even mind if only they would pay me, then I could be a person too. Well, then the times got harder and my Jimmy got the sack. I went down to Vickers, they were glad to have me back. I'm a third-class citizen, my wages tell me that, but I'm a first-class engineer. The boss, he says, I pay you as a lady. You only got the job 'cause I can't afford a man. With you, I keep the profits high as maybe. You're just a cheaper pair of hands. Well, I listened to my mother and I joined a typing pool. Listened to my lover and I put him through his school. If I listen to the boss, I'm just a bloody fool and an underpaid engineer. I've been a sucker ever since I was a baby, as a daughter, as a mother, as a lover, as a dear. But I'll fight him as a woman, not a lady. I'll fight him as an engineer. Solidarity forever. I'll fight him as an engineer. All kinds of songs. And I have faith that if only people get a chance to hear a lot of different kinds of things, they'll decide what are the good ones. Young fellow up in Maine just last year taught me a nice song. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. Gonna mulch it deep and low, gonna make it fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, please bless these seeds I sow. Please keep them safe below till the rain come tumbling down. Pulling weeds, picking stones, we are made of dreams and bones. Need a spot to call my own, till the time is close at hand. Grain for grain, sun and rain, find my way in nature's chain. Tune my body and my brain to the music of the land. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. Gonna mulch it deep and low, gonna make it fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, please bless these seeds I sow. Please keep them safe below till the rain come tumbling down. Plant your rows short or long, season with a prayer and a song. Mother Earth will make you strong if you give her loving care. Old Crow watches from a tree, God is hungry, eye on me. In my garden I'm as free as that feathered thief up there. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. Gonna mulch it deep and low, gonna make it fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, please bless these seeds I sow. Please keep them safe below till the rain come tumbling down. Mr. Thompson calls the waiter, orders steak and baked potato. He leaves the bone and gristle and he never eats the skin. The busboy comes and takes it with a cough, contaminates it, puts it in a can with coffee grounds and sardine tins. And the truck comes by on Friday and carts it all away. 1,000 trucks just like it are converging on the bay. Oh, garbage, 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 garbage. If those of you who know this song will help me out, we'll get the right feeling. You have to mutter along with me. Garbage, 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 garbage. We're filling up the seas with garbage, garbage, garbage. What will we do when there's no place left to put all the garbage, 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 garbage? Mr. Thompson starts his Cadillac and winds it down the freeway track, leaving friends and neighbors in a hydrocarbon haze. He's joined by lots of smaller cars, all sending gases to the stars, and there it forms a seething cloud that hangs for 30 days. And the sun licks down into it with an ultraviolet tongue, turns it into smog, and then it settles in our lungs. Oh, garbage, 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 garbage. We're filling up the sky with garbage, garbage, garbage. What will we do when there's nothing left to breathe but garbage, 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 garbage? Getting home and taking off his shoes, he settles with the evening news while the kids do homework with the TV in one ear. While Superman for the 1000th time sells talking dolls and conquers crime, dutifully they learn the date of birth of Paul Revere. In the papers there's a piece about the mayor's middle name. Garbage, garbage. What will we do when there's nothing left to read, and there's nothing left to need, and there's nothing left to watch, and there's nothing left to touch, and there's nothing left to walk upon, and nothing left to talk upon, nothing left to see, and nothing left to be but garbage, 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 garbage. In Mr. Thompson's factory, they're making plastic Christmas trees, complete with silver tinsel and a geodesic stand. The plastic's mixed in giant vats from some conglomeration that's been piped from deep within the earth or strip mined from the land. And if you question anything they say, why don't you see? It's absolutely needed for the economy. Oh, garbage, 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 garbage. Their stocks and their bonds, all garbage, garbage. What will they do when their system goes to smash? There's no value to their cash, there's no money to be made, but there's a world to be repaid. Their kids will read in history books about financiers and other crooks, and feudalism and slavery, and nukes and all their knavery. To history's dustbin they're consigned, along with many other kinds of garbage, garbage, garbage.
I've just seen a face, I can't forget the time or place when we just met. She's just the girl for me. I want all the world to see we met. Na 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 na. Had it been another day, I might have looked the other way, but I had never been aware. As it is, I dream about tonight. Na 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 na. Falling, yes I am falling, and she keeps calling me back again. I've been alone and I had good things and kept out of sight, but other girls were never quite like this. Na 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 na. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. She's just the girl for me. I want all the world to see we've met. Na 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 na. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Oh, falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Sena, habla Fiorina violin, vamos llevar. Alna, tira bene mi ben kai, ele se va. Sena, habla Fiorina, violin, vamos llevar. Alna, tira bene mi ben kai, ele se va. Hold a second. Stop. Just wait a minute. I just realized that there's probably a lot of people in the audience that, you know, that don't speak Gaelic, and so they wouldn't know this song. Now, this song is kind of an old tune. It goes back about 1,000,000 years ago. Oh, back to Jerusalem, where it was probably written there. You know, back in them times, things was different. Like even people's names and stuff. You know, like today, everybody's got his own name, like Frankie and Clyde and, you know, stuff like that. But back then, it wasn't like that. Back then, you know, like a family, when they had a son, like they'd name him like Sena, and then the next son be like Sena, and then Sena. And with girls, it'd be like Anna, and then Anna, and big family. This is the story of Sena meets Anna. Anna, standing up on the hill and stomping up the driveway comes handsome, heavy-duty Sena. And they looked at each other, you know, it was like instant love in their eyes, and people started coming out and bringing, you know, banjos, pianos, the whole thing. They all started playing, and all their names was like Sena and Anna, because they was all relatives in that town there. There was an Irishman there, recorded the whole thing, and we learned it off a record. We don't know what it means, but we know how it goes. It goes like this. Sena, I'm an Fiorina violin, vamos llevar. Alna, tira bene mi ben kai, ele se va. Sena, I'm an Fiorina violin, vamos llevar. Because one lane to gambe, le gambe, Shiantana, guavi, because one lane to gambe, le gambe, Shiantana, ni something, la ma panza, ese wiche, le banana, ni something, la ma panza, ese wiche, le banana, guavi, because one lane to gambe, le gambe, Shiantana, guavi, because one lane to gambe, le gambe, Shiantana, ni something, la ma panza, ese wiche, le banana, ni something, la ma panza, ese wiche, le banana. Hold it a second. Wait. 1 second there. Just
the thought was just striking me at that moment that there's probably some people that don't understand Zulu. And, you know, a song of this importance should be understood, like all folk songs. Now, this is a story about a guy by the name of Gwabi Gwabi. He was an African dude, and his friends called him Gwabs, but most of the time in the formal situation, why, they just call him Gwabi Gwabi. He used to work down at the docks down there in South Africa, and one day he was arrested for cutting sandals out of tires. Cut some sandals out of the tires down there at the docks, and they brought him up to the police station, about 13 stories up in the air, and the next day they found Gwabi, you know, had like somehow got out the window and died and ended up down the road about 3 miles. So when asked about that, I mean, the people started wanting to know, starting a little investigation, and they asked the police about it, and they said that Gwabi had slipped accidentally on a banana peel inside the police station and had actually slipped right out the window. And when asked how come he was 3 miles down the road, they said that he had cut them sandals out of steel-belted radial tires. So people didn't know what to do about that. They started another kind of investigation, and it went so far as to even come over here, kind of. The truth eventually came out, I think, and that was to see they was chasing Gwabi around the police station when one of his sandals blew up. It was a Firestone 500, and so his friends, you know, wrote this song about him. It's kind of a difficult song to, you know, a lot gets lost in the translation, but I'm sure you know what I mean. And they wrote this song knowing, you know, that I would sing it and that you would know what I meant. And it means kind of like this. Don't worry, Gwabi, you ain't gonna die in vain. Over in America, they'll be singing songs about this. They'll start all kind of investigations into sending these tires over here. They'll start checking out the police. They'll start checking out all kinds of stuff. So just take it easy. Gwabi Gwabi kuzwan ling tung diambe. Easily gambe. Shuyan tana. Gwabi Gwabi kuzwan ling tung diambe. Easily gambe. Shuyan tana. Ni something ila mapanza. Yes, we le banana. 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 Once more. Ni something ila mapanza. Yes, we le banana. Ni something ila mapanza. Yes, we le.
Kick me off away out there. Well, I set down my load in the desert road, rested my weary legs. Then I watched the setting sun make the tall shadows run out across the barren plain. Then I hummed a tune to the rising moon. She gets lonesome way out there. Then I close my eyes to the starlit sky, lost myself in dreams. I dreamed the desert sand was a milk and honey land. Then I awoke with a start. There was a train coming back on that one-way track, gonna carry me away from here. Then I looked around, saw the desert ground, the spot I would see no more. As I was riding away, heard that pale moon say, so long, how sure gets lonesome here.
Together in Concert will return in a moment with more music from Pete Seeger and Arlo Guthrie.
No. Oh, am I on camera? Just go.
There we go.
Oh, that's it. My God. When my back was turned, we made all that money. Our goal of $15,000, we topped it. But we're not stopping there, are we, gang? No. $16,956. Is this your kind of television? We hope it is. We'll be back with more of Pete Seeger and Arlo Guthrie in just a few moments. Tonight, a musical evening in the stations of Maryland Public Television. Next, we'll have Mystery Night for you, an evening of programs about science and geography, an evening of dramatized biography. Somewhere along the way, we'll have something for you. Public television is not the same night after night. We try each week to present 1 or 2 evenings that'll be specifically your kind of television, the kind of television program that you planned for, the kind of television programming that'll make you, you'll make a point to see it, like the Churchill series on Masterpiece Theater, news analysis programs like the McNeil Lehrer Report, Washington Week in Review, or the Agatha Christie stories of mystery. Somewhere in our weekly schedule is a night that will seem to be programmed especially for you, and we want you to help us pay for it. We want you to send us your pledge of $25 or more in support of Maryland Public Television. Yes, I was mentioning a goal of $15,000 for tonight. These are nightly goals, but you also probably saw our overall total goal up on top, $320,000. To reach that figure, we have to equal or even go above our nightly goals. You know what they say, the managers and ball teams, they say we like to win 1 game at a time. So let's do it. The last pledge drive we had, we went 40. marketplace and are offering you programs that are probably some of the best in the nation. In fact, the average pledge drive across the country in public television averaged 21% over the goal. So we know you're backing us. We know you're out there. We know you like what you see. We know you'll give us a call. 337-4044. It's a Baltimore area number. Dial it as you would any number in the greater Baltimore region. You can even call collect if you care to. Give us a call. These are volunteers from Maryland Public TV. Carl, how about it?
Okay, $25, and that makes you a member of the Maryland Center for Public Broadcasting, and you'll receive our Maryland Public TV program, the monthly program magazine, use of public television all over the country, and then also all the listings on the programs. Well, if you look in here, you'd know that later tonight, we're going to have This Is the Army with Ronald Reagan and George Murphy and Kate Smith. Boy, you're going to want to watch that nostalgia time here on Maryland Public Television. Also, you'll be eligible if you become a member for upcoming special events like our Tour of England. That'll be coming up right soon as well. So give us a call now, 337-4044, and become a member of the Maryland Center for Public Broadcasting. What you got up there, Stu?
I'm collecting a few, one from plenty from Baltimore. Here, my gosh, we could even hand pick up this one. This is from Owings Mills, just down the road. How about it? Public television began shortly after World War II. There was special government regulation and an act of Congress. But the problem was that while public television was created, it was given no visible means of supporting itself. It could not sell commercials. So, to provide service over the years, it put together a patchwork support system of government aid, foundation grants, business support, and pledges from viewers. Now, in good times, this was enough to keep the system going. In bad times, like we've had the last couple of years, the government and the foundations have found that increasing demands their limited resources, and businesses have enough problems of their own, as you well know. So now public television finds more and more that it must depend on those who watch, those who appreciate what we're trying to do. People like yourself who want good television programs on your home screen. We're depending more and more on you, more than ever. These membership drives are vital to our existence. More than ever, it's important that you go to your phone and call 337-4044. Tell us you want to continue public television programming as we have in the past. Tell us with a pledge of $25 or more. 337-4044. Carl?
I know you're out there. I don't hear the phones, but I know. You know why I know you're there? Because the ratings people have told us that more and more people are watching public television. As a matter of fact, several thousand, 100,000 people watch public television every week. We also know that only 34,000 of those people go to the telephone and make a pledge of support. So I want to talk to those who have not
Here's $100, Carl.
Oh, good. $100 coming in. There's somebody that went to the telephone. How about you? I want to talk to you who have not yet made a pledge of support. Those of you who just may not have taken the time to consider how important public television is. We could just get 4,000 new members, 4,000 men and women who haven't yet become members. Why, that would enable us to increase our program purchase fund by 10%, and that would be reflected directly in the number and quality of the programs that you can see on these stations. So if you've never pledged before, won't you do it right now? Call 337-4044. I'm going to do something over here. As Stu showed you when we came into here, we have already exceeded our goal of $15,000.
That's right.
Tell you what I'm going to do.
What are you going to do?
Looky here. Hocus pocus, we're going to change things around. What do you think about that? We'll shoot for $20,000 tonight.
Yeah, but wait, just a minute. You all said you changed. Does that mean that you've increased it?
Well, you know, that just, that just happened to happen. Let us hear from you at 337-4044. Let's see if we can top 20. We'll just take one night at a time,
okay,
right? We'll worry about this a little bit later.
Okay, my gosh, I think I heard this plant ring. Is there a phone in there? You know, it takes over 20,000 $25 pledges to pay for the Maryland Public Television share of Sesame Street. It takes nearly 1,100 $25 pledges to pay for Maryland Public Television share of great performances. It takes almost 930 $25 pledges to pay for Maryland Public Television share of Frontline. These are just a few of the reasons why we hold these membership drives. These are just some of the reasons we ask for your help. We're paying for programming. We're not paying for lights. We're not paying for salaries or cameras or sets or props or what have you, or the crowd in the control room. And there's always a crowd in the control room. But that's what we're paying for. We're taking your money and going right in the marketplace to buy new programming. We know that you'll respond with a pledge. During these membership drives, we ask your pledge of $25. This is for a year now. A year. Break that down on a weekly or monthly basis. That isn't very much. For a basic family membership, to encourage you to pledge more, to demonstrate to your friends and neighbors that you've made a special commitment in support of Maryland Public Television. We have premiums to tempt you, and I won't go, oh, here's one. How about that one? This is for a pledge of $100, I believe, right? $150. Here you are. Back it comes. Give it to that person that's from Parkville. But we have many, many incentives, and in fact, rather than go through them all, I'll simply show you, there it is here. This little pamphlet we'll send along to you, and it'll completely explain all the incentives we have for a $50 pledge, for a $100 pledge, or a $150 pledge. So how about it? 337-4044. We'll get Carl back in upping that number before the rest of the night is out. Give us a call now. We'll thank you very much.
hammer in the evening, all over this land. Hammer out danger, hammer out day, hammer out a warning, hammer out love between the brothers and the sisters all over this land. If I had a bell, ring it in the morning, ring it in the evening, all over, ring out danger, got a warning, ring out love between the brothers and the sisters. If I had a song, sing it in the morning, sing it in the evening, all over, sing out danger, got a warning, sing out love between the brothers and the sisters. Well, I got a hammer, I got a bell, and I got a song. It's the hammer of justice, the bell of freedom, song about love between the brothers and the sisters. One of the most important things which Woody taught me and a lot of others, that you could make a combination between the best of the old and the new. It didn't have to be either one or the other. You mix them up. And there's an old gospel song which I think he added a verse or two. I'm not quite sure where the old song left off and where he began. You got to walk that lonesome valley. You got to walk it by yourself. Ain't nobody here can walk it for you. You got to walk it by yourself. Now, even if you never heard the song before, you could sing it with me. Could you just repeat after me? Try it. Oh, you got to walk that lonesome valley, that lonesome valley. You got to walk it by yourself. Nobody here can walk it for you. You got to walk it by yourself. Now, some people are singing real good, but there's still some people, I can see them out there. They've been living in Washington too long. You got to walk that lonesome valley. You got to walk it by yourself. Nobody here can walk it for you. You got to walk it by yourself. Now Daniel was a Bible hero. Was a prophet. Brave and true, in a den of hungry lions. He showed what faith can do for you. Sing it now, yes, you got to walk that lonesome valley. Sing it, you got to walk it by yourself. Nobody here can walk it for you. You got to walk it by yourself. Now some folks say John was a Baptist. Some folks say he was was a Jew. He was a Jew. But the Holy Bible tells us that he was a preacher too. Yes, so you got to walk that lonesome valley. Got to honey, you got to walk by yourself. Nobody here can walk it for you. You got to walk it by yourself. Now though the road be rough and rocky, and the hills be steep and high, we can sing as we go marching, and we'll win that one reunion by and by. Yes, you got to walk that lonesome valley. You got to walk by yourself. Nobody can walk it for you. You got to walk it by yourself. Walk it by yourself.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Sing it with us. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to feel, and grace my fear relieved. How precious dear that grace appeared, the hour I first believed. Amazing grace, amazing grace, how sweet the Savior wretch like
that see a rich like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind. Oh, I see. I went walking that ribbon of highway. I saw above me an endless skyway. I saw below me a golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me.
Well, I roamed down the ramble and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, while all around me a voice was sounding, yeah, this land was made for you and me.
This land is your land, and this land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters.
Public Television presents your kind of programs. Won't you go to your telephone right now and make a pledge of $25 or more to one of our volunteers in the studio? 337-4044 is the number to call. This is a Baltimore area number. Remember to dial it as you would to reach any other number in the Baltimore area. Call collect if you care to, but please call. We want to thank Stu Kerr, who was with us earlier tonight. Stu has gone home, and he'll be back tomorrow night. And for those gardeners in the crowd, you can listen to Stu Kerr on WCBM radio in Baltimore at 9 o'clock in the morning. That's WCBM 680 on your AM dial. But right now, we want you to dial in your $25 pledge, because that makes you a member of Maryland Public Television. And as a member, you will receive Maryland Public TV, our monthly program magazine with news of public television across the nation. And indeed, in that, you'll get a full schedule of the programs that your pledge is helping to buy with that membership support. And as a member, you'll also get to participate in special events, such as the Maryland Public Television Tour of England, coming up very soon. So call right now, and with me in the studio to carry on is Carl Frommer. Carl?
All right, well, not only can you participate in the Tour of England, another special event is happening right now. You can participate by calling 337-4044 and becoming a member of the Maryland Center for Public Broadcasting. You know, in these difficult times economically, Public television has had to shoulder its share of budget cuts along with everybody else, and it's quite likely that within 2 years, federal support of programs that we watch will be less than half of what it was just 2 years ago. Now that is a substantial drop, and we must turn to you to help us to make up the difference. Your schedule of evening entertainment is our concern, and we're doing all that we can to keep fine programs coming your way. Well, just in the last few months, for example, we brought you Frontline, and we'll continue to bring that. Great Railway Journeys of the World. That series is so successful it's being repeated. And Winston Churchill, The Wilderness Years on Masterpiece Theater. Now is the time for you to do your part. To go to the phone and call 337-4044. Make a payment toward next year's schedule of programming that you expect to see on our channels.
Okay,
Bob.
Carl, let me apologize to our viewers out there. We understand that inadvertently we cut off some of the end of the concert with Pete Seeger and Arlo Guthrie. We apologize to you. It was unintentional, but we hope you'll make an intentional call now with a positive show of support and give us your call at 337-4044. Make a pledge in support of public television. You know, you saw some old programs tonight. There's another one coming up in just a moment with This is the Army, that World War II program. Public television began shortly after World War II through special government regulations and an act of Congress. And the problem was that while public television was created, it was really given no visible means of supporting itself. It really couldn't sell commercials, as it were. So to provide service over the years, it has put together a kind of patchwork support system of government aid, of foundation grants, of business support, and most important, of pledges from you good-hearted viewers. And in good times, this was enough to keep the system going, and in times like these, now today the government and the foundations find increasing demands on their limited resources. Businesses have enough difficulties of their own to meet, but right now, more than ever, public television finds that it must depend upon those people who watch. People like you who appreciate what we're trying to do, people like yourself who want good television programs on your home screens. Now, more than ever, we're depending more and more on you. More than ever, this membership campaign is vital to our existence. More than ever, it is important that you go to the telephone and call 337-4044. Tell us that you want to continue public television programming. Let's go to our tote board here and see how we're doing. Our goal, we've raised it tonight. We're now up to $18,181. A new goal of $20,000 tonight, and we need every dollar we can get so we can buy the shows like Sesame Street and Nova and the Electric Company and Nova and the superb science shows that are on public television. Let us hear from you. Let's up these figures a little bit more, and we're going to go in a few moments. So this is the Army, and we'll be here during that program. More than ever, we need to hear from you. You know, last September, the city of Baltimore opened a new concert hall. Well, you have a concert hall on television. 12 years ago, Maryland Public Television opened thousands of concert halls all over the state. And you have one of those concert halls tonight, right in your home. And that concert hall in your home has been filled over the years by the Los Angeles Philharmonic and the New York Philharmonic and the Pittsburgh Symphony and the Vienna Philharmonic, the Israeli Philharmonic, the Cleveland Symphony, the Boston Symphony, the Boston Pops, the Minneapolis Symphony, and of course the Baltimore Symphony and the National Symphony in Washington. It is true that you have to maintain your own concert hall. You have to provide some light and heat, but we provide the orchestras, and we do it month after month and year after year. But it costs money to hire so many of the performers, Leonard Bernstein, Herbert von Karajan, and so many more people to induce them to play in your concert hall. It costs money, and that's why tonight we need your help. That's why we ask for your help tonight. We have a lot of orchestras to pay for and a lot of conductors to pay for. Let me turn this back over to my colleague, Carl Frommer. Carl, you take it from there.
Okay, Bob, thank you. You know, during these membership drives, we ask you to pledge $25. That's the basic family membership. But we'd like to encourage those of you who can to pledge a little bit more and to demonstrate to your friends and neighbors that you have a special commitment and that you believe in Maryland Public Television. Now, a few premiums to tempt you to do that extra effort on our behalf. Now, over the years, we have sent literally thousands of our directors' chairs to friends all over the Maryland Public Television area, and the faithful chair has been replaced with a new model. This one is strong. It's a wood-frame chair carrying the same important Maryland Public TV logo, and if you've always wanted a chair, why, this is your opportunity. You pledge $150, and we'll be happy to send one right along to you. There's something about a panda, and I have one right here. This is really special. And we can send this irresistible panda to you for a $100 pledge. Now, we're going to be doing the National Geographic special about Save the Pandas, and this will kind of be a memory of that program, and you're going to want to see that, as a matter of fact. But also you're going to want to have this panda for yourself, and if you make a $100 pledge right now, we'll send this panda along to you. Again, that's for a $100 pledge. Our tote bag, we've got a new, look at all the heptagons on there on the end, and people are going to be able to see you coming and going, and they're going to know right away that you're a supporter of Maryland Public Television, and this is for a $50 pledge. We have enough tote bags to send to, thousands, literally thousands of you. So please don't hold back. I promise you we won't run out. We'd like to hear from you again at 337-4044 and a tote bag for a $50 pledge. We'd like to send to either the panda or the tote bag or the chair, send them along to you. But we have to hear from you first at 337-4044. We promise you we're going to get to This Is the Army. Let's see, it's going to be Ronald Reagan and Kate Smith and George Murphy. Boy, what a political cast. That's coming up in just a few minutes, but still time for you to get to the phone, and I don't hear any, as a matter of fact. I need some right-handed dialers. 337-4044. Please make a call right now.
Okay,
Bob,
Carl, we do have some calls that have come in from the Eastern Shore, from Georgetown, Delaware, from Glen Burnie, Maryland, from Pikesville, Maryland, Ellicott City, Millersville, Maryland. Some more calls coming in, and we thank each and every one of you for your personal support of public television. When you pledge $25 or more to Maryland Public Television, we're going to send you a statement immediately by return mail. Here it is. You complete the statement, and if your pledge is $50 or more, you can select the gift for which you are eligible. And if you'd like to, you can charge it on your choice Visa or MasterCard, and when you call in, just give our volunteers your pledge card, your charge card, and the expiration date, okay, to the volunteer answering the phone. You might also want to take advantage of the Maryland Public Television monthly installment plan. When you pledge $50 or more, no interest charges. Just tell the volunteer what you would like to do when you make that call. All pledges to Maryland Public Television are tax deductible. Carl?
Okay, I was looking here. We got a pledge for $70 from Baltimore. Thank you very much. You know, this is the time to march to the telephone and make that pledge before we get to This Is the Army. So put on your marching shoes and let's go. All right, I got marching over here. We want to top $20,000 tonight. We've got less than $2,000 to go. Let's hear from you. Go to the telephone right now and call 337-4044. If you can't go to the phone, do the next best thing. Will you jot down this address and send us a check first thing in the morning? The address is Membership, Owings Mills, Maryland, 21117. That's Membership, Owings Mills, Maryland, 21117. Stay with us now because I know you're going to enjoy This Is the Army coming up in just a couple of minutes with Ronald Reagan and George Murphy, and we're going to sing God Bless. Kate Smith's going to sing God Bless America. We want to hear from you first, though, at 337-4044. Bob, how about it?
Well, we've got a few calls coming in. We thank each and every one of you for your support. Stay tuned for This Is the Army with Ronald Reagan, Kate Smith, and we'll see you all a little bit later. Thanks so much for your help.